So, just gonna come for a quick live for you guys, get some good talking points in, recap the week a little bit. It's Thursday. I could have done this on Friday, but I kind of want to get ahead of the ball game and get some extra information out there so you guys can have some stuff to talk about, maybe go look into, read about. The primary GOP debate happened last night. It was a very explosive debate. It was a very interesting debate. It was also a very telling debate. Vivek Ramaswamy is just, listen, as a 28-year-old man in the United States of America, it's very interesting, and it's riveting, and it's explosive, and it's everything that man says just comes from just such a reality-based point of view that it's almost sick to see the other candidates and the supporters of the GOP not endorsing and believing it and like just running with it, because the man says nothing but facts. We're tired of these old people running the country. And what I also have to say about a lot of what was happening during the GOP is when I heard the talking points of some of these people like Nikki Haley and the other dude who's fat and the black guy who's a figurehead and the sanctimonious who Trump doesn't like a lot of what their talking points were like, we're not trying to shift anything but the money, and we're trying to like corral our people into believing this. Like, I agree with Vivek. There's a lot of like overly paid federal people. There's a lot of programs that don't need to be there, allowing for this money to disappear and just show up and not be there and be in people's pockets. Like, there's just so many things going on that shouldn't be going on, that could be solved and dealt with if they took the time and had the meaning and the intent to focus on it. I think Vivek Ramaswamy gave just every single time he spoke right, and everything he said correct, and every single time he wanted us to feel it, we felt it, and I want him to know that it was felt. Donald Trump is ignoring the GOP debates because they're, I guess, not inviting him or whatever, but the way he feels and the way a lot of his people feel is, I don't need an invitation. I'm bigger than you guys and get more done than you guys, and I'm doing so anyway. He still went to Florida. He held a rally. Tens of thousands, if not maybe 100,000 or so people showed up. It was a very packed event. You know what I'm saying? It was very big. I'm not a big supporter of any one candidate on any one side of the fence. However, I do recognize that democracy and the Democrats, as far as what they've been trying to implement and trying to do, has not solved a single problem for anyone other than them and their rich parents and their rich children who are rich because of their fake policies that have allowed them to extort and use and remove resources from others. I just feel like it was a great debate. I just feel like it was a great debate. I didn't agree with everything everyone said, but I took in a lot of what they were saying, and I understood a lot of the perspectives and where they were standing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to agree with you to recognize where you're standing and what that standpoint is showing you. You know, I think Nikki Haley, personally, I didn't like that Vivek took so many shots at Nikki Haley, but at the end of the day, like, I don't like Nikki Haley, and I think a lot of the things he said were correct and needed to be said. She's a warmonger. She is a warmonger. So is DeSantis. Nikki Haley was broke. Then she got into like defense contracting, and now she's rich because she's making deals with Ukraine. Biden and his son making deals with Ukraine. All these little political people making these deals to get money in their pocket and send our money over there for the money to come back quietly. You know, this is just politics. And I'm glad someone's finally said something about it. I'm glad he's putting it in the open. And people cannot support it, and people cannot talk on it, and people cannot show it the proper respect it deserves. But I, for one, am a big fan of Ramaswamy stepping up there and letting the people know the Republican Party is a joke. It is. I'm not a Republican because I take them for a joke. I don't know what they believe in. The things they say they believe in, they can't believe in because of the practices that they put to work each day and every day throughout history of use and abuse of our country's opportunities and chances to build, and our country's opportunity and chances to be better. They have taken advantage every step of the way, and I have no support for that, ever and at all. However, I can't be a part of the Democratic Party that refuses to accept the realities of what this world is changing into and trying to create it to be something else that it's not. I don't agree with everything. I'm not here to attack anyone or anything they believe in or side with. That's just my particular opinion on that piece. I don't want to make this too long about that because, again, I'm not a politician. I don't want to impact or influence your political decisions or swaying, so I'm going to leave that there. Basketball this week has been very interesting. We saw the Nuggets lose to the Timberwolves. We saw the Celtics lose to the Timberwolves. Again, I mean, listen. If I say it 100 times, will it make any less sense, or will it make any more sense the 101st? No. The West is extremely stacked. Anthony Davis has gotten injured again. You already know how I feel about Anthony Davis. The man is brittle. The man is always disabling. It's just insane how the man just stays injured. I understand you're an athlete and you play a physical-ish sport, so, you know, life and it wears and tears. And as a man who's dealt with injuries myself, I would never just bash the man for being hurt. But it's almost scary watching the Lakers and knowing AD's gonna constantly be hurt and LeBron's gonna be trying to carry a terrible roster all on his own. And you see LeBron staying out there in 30-point losses just to get extra points, and it's really gross. And I think my biggest issue with LeBron is, I tell people all the time, I'm not a Laker fan. I'm not a Laker hater. I grew up watching Kobe be great for the LA Lakers. I grew up watching Shaq be great for the LA Lakers. I grew up, you know what I'm saying? I grew up watching men of just skill and hard work and effortless determination make things happen. And I never saw shortcuts, and I never saw bullshit, and I never saw the political parts of the game. But with LeBron, all I ever see are the political parts of the game and the bullshit nature of the game. And as the best, not even the best player anymore, because I won't say that, but as the figurehead of the league right now, you would figure you would want to leave with some type of grace, some type of, like, respect garnered for you for your career. You didn't pass Mike up. You're not the GOAT. But that's fine. You're the all-time leader in points. You're top 5 in assists, rebounds, and whatever the fuck else, because you do a lot of playing. Fine. I have a lot of respect for that. But when I see you out here and your team's down 30 points, and you're 38 years old, tomorrow I'm only played 28 or 38 minutes, 35, or however fucking minutes, and you play all these minutes anyway, it kind of gets me like, LeBron, are you doing this on purpose? LeBron, do you have something to prove? LeBron, why are you still out there? I mean, it's bad enough you guys are losing by 30, but you're losing by 30 to the Rockets, a young rebuilding team. And again, I keep saying this, back to my earlier point of what I was saying, I can say it 100 times, the West is extremely competitive this year. Extremely competitive. Because if I go down the list right now of the best teams in the West, I get Nuggets, I get Mavericks, I get Warriors, I get Wolves, I get Pelicans, I get Clippers, I get Thunder, I get Lakers. But that's 8, 9 teams, and Lakers and Clippers are not in the top 5, 6 of those teams. And I might be missing a team right now because I just don't show them as much respect as they garner. But you need to show me more before I just give you the respect. But there are a lot of good to great teams in the West. Now, with McCollum being hurt, that kind of messes up the Pelicans a little bit. They need a facilitator and a ball handler, so they'll have to figure that out. But again, the West is extremely stacked right now. You don't have the time to start slow and give up 40 points every first quarter or 58 points in a quarter. Like, you don't have the time for that, LeBron. So I wish you would just sit out, let that team kind of gel, get some chemistry, then come into play and set up and do your thing. But this whole, I'm going to, like, play all the minutes and all this, you're not helping anyone on the team. You're not helping your legacy. It just seems like it's a moot point at this point. And that's just from my perspective. I don't know. I'm not a basketball analyst. I'm not fucking Sean Sharamia, whatever the fuck his name is, Sham, the Sham. Like, I'm not these people. So I can't just say this with all, like, oh, it's true because I said it. You know what I'm saying? No. I'm saying this from perspective-based understanding and logical, like, conceptualized thinking, you know? The East is James hard to play with is hard to play with. He came to the Clippers, or the Clippers. They've lost 2 straight. I will never take it back. If you know me, if you know my takes, James Harden's nickname is James Hard to play with. I'm not changing it. I'm not taking it back. That's the reality. That's how I feel. Until he stops being so difficult to play with, until he stops being a locker room problem and stops thinking I'm the system, you're not going to win with that guy. So sorry, LA. It's a rough year for your teams this year. I'm not going to lie. LA is probably not winning much this year. What are we talking about? Yeah, those guys. Those guys on the East Coast. Boom. Giannis, Lillard. Y'all need to figure something out. Lillard, your defense is atrocious and your shooting is off and on. I kind of see why Portland wants to get rid of you. I didn't want to get on that, but I'm gonna let you cook because the beginning of the season, I'm not gonna put too much on everything. It's 8 games, 9 games in. I'm gonna relax. But I see why Portland was kind of just like, you know what? We're okay with moving on. We're okay with going a different direction because what we used to get out of you, we're not getting, and we don't want to keep overbuying. And I respect that. The Celtics look good, but the lack of a ball handler and facilitator still aches them. KP is not a point guard. Tatum's not a point guard. Brown is not a point guard. Drew Holiday is not a point guard. Can't change my mind. The Sixers are looking better. Look like the best team in the East by far. They're just a better built team. And Nick Nurse, to me, is still a great coach. So I have a lot of faith in them coming out of the East. But, again, you got to get past Giannis. Giannis, at the end of the day, is gonna Giannis. And to beat Giannis, you have to beat Giannis. That's all that means. I'm a Bulls fan, so I want to talk about the Bulls always. However, the Bulls managed to just not be good. We managed to have a starting 5 that can't outproduce our bench. We have a starting 5 that can't seem, with 3 scores, DeMar, Levine, and Vucevic, that can't seem to score together. But that seems to be because we have no one to pass them the ball. We have no one to set our offense up. We have no one to run the plays. We have 3 scorers that like to get their shots and get their spots and score. It leaves a lot to be desired. Our defense is shoddy at best. On our good day, we have some very good individual defenders, but again, as a team, it's shoddy on a good day. I mean, talking about the Bulls is a headache. I don't want to talk about them. The rest of the East is kind of where I expect it to be. It's going to be a lot of picking and pulling early in the season. Guys trying to figure out where they fall in, what the mode is, what the move is. But you see the good teams are already making motion. Good teams are already making waves. It's a lot to be desired. It's a lot to be said. I think if we go back to the West really fast, I got a couple more things to say about them. Denver is now down Jamal Murray. You know what I'm saying? The Warriors are down Draymond for a while. I think they were both just down Draymond and Jamal. And I think Jamal's still out for a while. I think Dallas needs to get another big. If I was them, I'd be trading Tim Hardaway Jr. for a big. Dude takes too many bonehead shots. He's not patient with the offense. His first thought is to go, shoot. I think that's very bad. I think it messes up Luka a lot. I think it messes up Kyrie. Luka's very immature. I would love to see Luka mature just a little fucking bit. Jay Kidd's calling the team soft, but I think he might be one of the softest coaches in the league. He was a soft player. So, I mean, you're calling your team soft. Well, they're getting it from you, coach. Step your shit up. It's a lot to be said. It's a lot to be said. It's a lot to be seen. It's early in the season, so I don't want to come on here and just put too much, of this in emphasis on any one person, any one player, any one team. I think the Magic beating the Lakers is just the Magic showing that they're a young team growing. I think the Magic have a lot they can do. They almost beat the Mavericks. I think the Magic are gonna look really, really good this year. Not 50 wins good, maybe 50 wins good. The East is weak. They might get 47, 48 wins. You know what I'm saying? I think the Cavs are going to look good. I think there's a lot of teams looking good. Wemby is getting a lot of attention. Wemby is just being spoken about. Wemby's supposed to be that guy. I don't see it. Listen to me, bro is 7 feet tall. Bro is that guy. I mean, has he proven to me that he's able to go out there and win? I don't know, but he hasn't done anything. He just keeps looking average. Bobo type shit. Pause.